the Matildas playing and the AFL moving the game back.
Awesome.
Should Optus Stadium have it on the big screen, not outside the stadium, but actually inside the stadium?
Yeah, I think so.
You get 60,000 there. Or how many thousand did we get into the Derby on Saturday night?
Low 50s.
So if it was on the big screen and everything before the game, do you feel as though there'd be 30,000 in there really watching it?
No,
6 million watched it the other day.
It's probably more a logistic thing, I'm guessing, because it starts 3 and a bit hours before bounce down. So in terms of can they open the gates? Do they have enough staff? Do they have food places open?
Right.
That would be my guess as to why it's not.
So that's why it's going to be outside, so then you can fold in.
Yeah.
It could be on the big screen when you get inside as well. I think that's happened before, hasn't it? But they just can't advertise it because they can't start.
So they're doing that. So at the SCG, they're showing the Matildas game after the Sydney Gold Coast game, which is great. So you can stick around and watch the Matildas.
That's cool.
And then at the MCG for the Melbourne Carlton game on Saturday night, they're showing it in the lead up. My question
that game's been postponed.
It's been nudged back sort of 5 or 10 minutes.
That's pretty cool.
But my question is, it's all fine because the Matildas game starts 2.5 hours before the Melbourne Carlton game starts. So it's all fine if it ends in regular time.
Oh, what if it
goes to extra time and penalties? Do they cut off the big screen halfway through? Do they just keep it on when the bounce down's on and you can watch both at the same time?
It's like Foxtel when you're watching the NBA and they budget for 2.5 hours and it goes overtime it cuts off and you're like, what?
Yeah. That's going to be interesting. Imagine if it's going to penalties and they're like, oh no, we're bouncing down here, guys. Sorry, that's going off.
You can't
remember the old days of
Foxtel
IQ where you could plug in a record?
Yeah.
And you go back and it'd
run long. Miss the last minute and a half.
It's not. Is it half an hour extra time plus penalties?
Half an hour and then penalties.
They're not going to push it back 40 minutes, are they? The footy?
No.
Do they leave it on the big screen?
I think it's a legitimate thing that might happen. It's like we're about to bounce the ball in 5 minutes, but this match still hasn't finished. And if we take it off the screen, fans aren't going to be too happy because they're kind of invested in what happens here. I don't know. It's going to be a big watch for Saturday.
It feels like it gets to the day and then the AFL and the MCG exec will be like, someone says, oh, what if it goes to penalties? Excuse me?
Huh?
Would they
Someone
nudge
make a
back?
phone call.
Yeah. Would they nudge back bounce down and just go, hey guys, because you know how the NBA is quite fluid on this, like if a West Coast game, an East Coast game goes to overtime, they kind of we'll just nudge us back a little bit.
If it's a Channel 7 game, I think they could come to some kind of arrangement.
I think it is.
Because a broadcast wouldn't be fast.
In fairness to the players, what are you doing? Just sitting around for another hour?
Yeah, they just go, they line up, 666, just watch the game.
We'll stay in position and
we'll
watch
bounce
the game.
The ball directly after as soon as the whistle's blown, we bounce. So just stay here. Everybody stay here.
You're right, there's going to run into
It's going to be an interesting watch,
I think the French win 3-1, so...
Okay. Well,
can I say, I really hope it goes to penalties now.
Oh, absolutely, mate.
It's going to be intriguing.
And I want the penalty shootout to go to 50 shots each. I want to still be there peppering the goals at midnight.
And everyone's still in the square.
Yeah.
And Clayton Oliver, who's playing on Saturday night?
Melbourne Carlton.
Yeah, so Clayton Oliver's had hamstring problems, is standing around like a spare bottle of piss for
he's on the
for 4
stationary
hours.
bike, just trying to stay warm.
He's ridden 110 Ks before bounce down.